Hey guys, it's me, Gabriel, coming to you with that morning boost. And today, it's about your eternal innocence. That within you is that eternal innocence because it's God's will that it be forever and forever. I think a lot of times we think we've made, what happens is we're afraid to look within because we think we made this foreign will from God's and we made it real. But to deny God's will, which is what we think we may be trying to do, is to deny our will. Because within you is the holiness of God. Within you is the memory of Him. And from recognizing that other will is of no effect. I think so many times we put the world puts such an emphasis on all these things, these illusions, that would make us believe that things are the way they are. And they are illusions, even though it seems like, well, I can touch this table and it seems like it's still there. It can't be an illusion. It has to be real. And yes, to a point, that is true. And the Holy Spirit doesn't do away with our bodies at this point because there's still this degree of perception. But think of it like this. If you are really just been hateful on this person and they're just not too warm with you, so to speak, you're not really at good friends, but then you decide to be loving. You decide to forgive. Maybe, and a lot of times, and really what needs to happen is that it's first within, and you allow that healing to take place. And it transforms the situation. It's amazing. Because remember, the messengers you give out will come back to you in their language. So that's why it's so important to regard the thankfulness. Really dwell on that, not their mistakes, not the fact that they're not perfect, but don't go forward with a perception that would foster guilt, blamefulness, accusations, an accusing mind, one that would judge what we don't understand and think that we understand the whole from our bits of perception, and thinking that we know what must remain beyond our present grasp. Let things be exactly as they are, and don't be afraid to look within, because to look within is simply to find your will as God created it. That's all. And you recognize your innocence. And from that releases you from the idle dreams of sin. See, you aren't really going anywhere in life as if you've got attack and anger and fear and that and all these things, because you may think you're moving all over the place and you're moving like I'm moving right now, but if there's hate and anger, are you really where you need to be? So it's kind of, if you think of it like that, when you recognize that these things are they're just idle, you're just kind of sitting there. In all honesty, if you really see it for what it's worth, a lot of people rush around going nowhere. The offerings we make to the Son of all these, He doesn't need all this stuff for Him to see your love for Him. And I think that's a misconception that a lot of Christians have gotten wrapped up around. God would rather be praised in a shack than in a mansion of, all these people who don't really know Him, And that's the thing. He doesn't care about some grand almighty things. But it's the way we relate to one another. And it's amazing how by that sure release that will come to help us recognize our innocence, we're able to do away with those things of the past. Because that's what they are. They're done. They're gone. And from this thinking and understanding of what we are, one, it's kind of like a twofold dynamic. In part, you go within and see your innocence, and from that establishment, that radiancy, you can then go back into the past and feed it with new information as far as it being retranslated as to what occurred, seeing it for what it was. And then, so it's kind of like you're continuing forward, and then also you're shortening the past to help you be more in the present, because the past, ultimately, times we allow it to just bog us down and burden us. Oh, this person did X, Y, and Z so many years, days, however long ago, and we're allowing that to affect our relationship with them. But the more we can allow the Holy Spirit to retranslate that into the right light, it can give us better, more ample ammunition, so to speak, and equipped us with a better understanding to see our brethren in the light that he deserves just as much as you, because we are either all innocent or all guilty. So attest his innocence and not his guilt. And from that, we'll be able to really go forward in a cool way. So let's have a blessed day. Happy Thanksgiving. I think it might not seem so outwardly, it might not say this wasn't like a Thanksgiving message like directly, but I think the message can definitely ring true to when we're at Thanksgiving. Especially if we have people in our life when we go to Thanksgiving that may not seem to gel with us. This can be a great opportunity to really help put this into practice and see that change of thought. So let's go forward with that, and boom, have a blessed day and happy Thanksgiving, y'all. See ya.